Our theme tonight is we move to financial DEFCON 4, and that's because we have seen markets unnerved by Cyprus and a widespread understanding that regulators are preparing both in Europe and in North America to proceed with a change from the too big to fail policy to resolving banks, including large banks without too big to fail, which means creditors and uninsured depositors could lose their money. And that's going to be a very big change. And of course, it's a change that can impact the fixed income markets. Good evening. Welcome to the Solari Report. I'm Catherine Austin Fitz, and I'm delighted you could join me this evening. Insecurities were increased by big drops in the precious metals market. We've had a long and painful consolidation. Many precious metal investors were hoping to sort of retrend up in the primary trend, and instead we got price drops on Friday and Monday, which again are symptoms of a deeper and some very important risk issues. Monday was made, sort of dreadful for many people by several things, not just the drops in the precious metals market, stock markets down that day too, but it was tax time, April 15th, and of course we had the bombing of the Boston Marathon. On the good news front, the Senate has defeated both the Democrat and some of the Republican proposals on gun control and gun ownership. The completeness and severity of the administration's political defeat on this one tells me that they really don't understand the politics on the ground. It's almost like there's no James Carville to translate. Clearly, I believe they made big promises to the investors and the backers in the campaign, and so this is a pretty significant defeat because they've thrown a lot into it. One of the great quotes from Iowa Senator Charles Grassley today said, "Criminals do not submit to background checks now. They will not submit to extended and expanded background checks." And we agree. I think if I was to describe the feeling on the ground that is so strong at the grassroots behind this defeat in the Senate, it's that what has been lost in the financial coup d'etat has been lost, but the government's credibility has also been lost. What that means is, as we look to a new round of sort of re-engineering of the land, of real estate privatization, of infrastructure, I would note that the president's budget is proposing to privatize the TVA. It's just a taste of what's to come. I think many Americans feel that if they are stripped of gun ownership, Lord only knows what could happen. And that includes the re-engineering of the $100 trillion of unfunded liabilities. It's a major political negotiation. And finally, drug gangs are still in place, and they include the ones that, according to Department of Justice whistleblowers, have been armed by the Department of Justice. So this is an opposition which is very deep and very strong. The defeat does not surprise me, but I'm glad to see it. On the not so wonderful news, CISPA passed Congress. It moves to the Senate. That's for more centralized control of the internet. It's a very unfortunate development. Let's see if the political opposition can have anything to do with slowing it down in the Senate or getting the president to veto. To add insult to injury this week, as Americans were lining up to pay taxes and watching the headlines from Boston and dealing with the meltdown in the markets, Goldman Sachs, Citibank, a group of banks, announced bank profits up. And so, after too big to fail, it's very painful.